overcome within our relationship and our marriage. But infidelity wasn't one of them, you know? Yeah. So I'm like, it just wasn't my case. And then once I started having people come to me, it was like, you know, well, we've been offered money to come on the show and say we slept with your husband. I was like, oh my God.
Let me tell y'all something right now. Huntsville has never seen drama like this. What went down between Latisha and Stormi, it wasn't just messy, it was explosive. When I say it blew up, I mean full-on disaster, friendships burned, production in panic, and fans left in shock. But before we get to the chaos, let's rewind. Because this didn't happen out of nowhere. Picture this, it's a calm afternoon at Black Cigar Lounge. The crew is finishing up filming after a simple business meeting. Everyone's chilling, laughing, talking, packing up, but in the back, out of sight from the cameras, there's Stormi and Marceau. Sitting too close, talking too quietly, it felt off. And then Latisha walks in. She wasn't supposed to be there. She had forgotten something and came back to grab it, but what she saw stopped her cold. She didn't yell, she didn't rush in, she just froze, according to people who were there. Latisha just stood there watching, Stormi leaning in, Marceau speaking low. Neither of them noticing her yet. It wasn't flirting, but the energy was heavy. You know that feeling when something just isn't right? That's what it was. Latisha knows that feeling too well. She stood by Marceau for years, defending him through all kinds of rumors and whispers. But this felt different. Stormi noticed her first. She jumped back like she'd been caught. Marceau tried to act normal, saying they were just talking business, but Latisha wasn't buying it. She told him, "You always got a business excuse when you're up to something," and just like that, the spark was lit. Everyone around started realizing this was about to turn into something major, and here's where it gets deeper. This wasn't just about that moment. Latisha had been suspicious for a while. Sources close to her said she noticed little things, late-night texts Marceau couldn't explain, random meetings that Stormi happened to show up to, phone calls ending quickly when Latisha walked in, and Stormi, always smiling, but something about her vibe never sat right. Too friendly with Marceau, too comfortable, and the texts? They weren't even subtle. One reportedly said, "I like the way your mind works." Another read, "You different," and that one came in at 1:17 a.m. Who sends that kind of message to a married man? Latisha saw them herself on Marceau's phone and even took screenshots, sent them to her cousin. She knew what she saw. This wasn't paranoia, she had proof. What hurt the most? It started to feel like Stormi was playing her. All the collabs, the lounge visits, the fake friendly attitude, it started looking real, calculated. Latisha stayed quiet for too long, but she wasn't about to stay quiet anymore. She didn't say anything at the lounge, she kept calm, but later, the confrontation tore the whole set apart. Stormi tried to brush it off like it was all business. But no one believed her, not after those texts came out. The energy between her and Marceau wasn't professional, it was personal. Latisha didn't come to hear excuses. She looked Marceau straight in the eye and said, "You think I'm stupid?" Stormi stepped in, trying to talk calmly, but Latisha wasn't having it. She was done, her hands were clenched. You could tell she'd been holding all this in for a long time. Marceau, as usual, said Latisha was overreacting, claimed they were just planning to mix Stormi's beauty brand with his cigar business. But Latisha didn't care about business ideas, she wanted respect. And when she said, "This ain't the first time I felt like the third wheel in my own marriage," her voice cracked. You could feel the pain. Security came in when things got too heated. But not before Latisha snatched off her mic and told the producers, "Y'all knew, y'all saw it." That's when Stormi snapped too. She yelled, "I'm not sneaking around with your husband. You're just insecure and always blaming people." That was the final straw. Latisha lunged, crew jumped in, cameras cut. Both women were kicked off set, not just for the drama, but because things got too real. This wasn't reality TV anymore. This was real pain, real betrayal, and real consequences. Marceau stayed behind, pacing, looking annoyed instead of guilty. He muttered, "This is what happens when y'all keep lying to her," but no one was buying it. Then the internet exploded. Leaked audio from the crew started hitting fan pages. Social media went wild. Hashtags like #StormEves, #Latisha, and #MarceauMiss were trending. Fans took sides fast. Some said Stormi was just a scapegoat. Others dragged her for being too close to a married man with a history of cheating. Melody posted a shady Instagram story that made things worse. "Some of y'all need to stop acting shocked when the truth finally shows," she wrote, with a photo of a broken wine glass. No tags, but everyone knew who she meant. Kimmy tried to stay neutral, but even she admitted something felt off. At a group brunch later that week, she told producers, "This isn't about one moment. It's years of broken trust catching up." Latisha's anger wasn't just about texts or one awkward moment. It was everything she'd ignored for years, every time she stuck up for Marceau. Every time she silenced her gut, Stormi, she went quiet online. No statements, no posts. Just vanished. But fans didn't. Her Instagram blew up with snake emojis. And angry comments like, "This is why women don't trust each other." Old clips of her complimenting Marceau started popping up. And fans were watching everything closely. Latisha stayed offline for a bit too. But when she came back swinging. Her first post, a black screen with white text, "When the truth hurts, silence gets loud, no names, no need." The comments said it all. Fans were already playing detective, going back to old episodes, picking apart every scene. Then things took another wild turn. Out of nowhere, a voice note leaked online. In it, a woman who sounds a lot like Stormi is venting to a friend. She says, "I'm not here to play sidekick. I'm building my brand." She's not a queen. She's insecure and holding on to a man who doesn't even like her. Once that hit the blogs, it was chaos all over again. Latisha's cousin went live on Facebook to defend her. She said, "Y'all don't even know half of what my cousin's been through, and those texts, they weren't even the worst part." That video got over 30,000 views in an hour. Marceau tried damage control. In a sit-down interview, he said, "I don't cheat. I flirt, I talk, but I don't cheat. That's not a crime." But when asked about the texts and private meetings, he got defensive fast. "Y'all gonna turn everything into a scandal now," he snapped. But it was too late. Trust was gone. Latisha had none left by the end of the week. OWN released a statement saying both Latisha and Stormi were temporarily suspended from filming to cool off and reevaluate safety on set. But insiders say the network is really worried. This might have gone too far even for reality TV. The cast is now split. Some are supporting Latisha, others are staying quiet. Melody, of course, stayed shady. She posted, "Tables always turn. When you're sitting in truth, no tags, just fire emojis," and just like that, Huntsville's power couple cracked. Will they break for good? That's the part nobody can script. Let me tell y'all something right now. Huntsville has never seen drama like this. What went down between Latisha and Stormi, it wasn't just messy, it was explosive. When I say it blew up, I mean full-on disaster. Friendships burned, production in panic, and fans left in shock. But before we get to the chaos, let's rewind. Because this didn't happen out of nowhere. Picture this, it's a calm afternoon at Black Cigar Lounge. The crew is finishing up filming after a simple business meeting. Everyone's chilling, laughing, talking, packing up. But in the back, out of sight from the cameras, there's Stormi and Marceau.